Hello, I'm Alex Mansfield, the host of Manny Talks Shooting, and welcome to another episode. This is the shooting podcast where I talk to individuals all across the shooting industry. We'll talk competition, self-defense, concealed carry. If you like this content, check out our YouTube channel, Manny Talks Shooting. And without further ado, let's get to this episode. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Manny Talks Shooting, the shooting podcast on the internet by some guy shooting an open gun. It's me, Manny. Anyway, we're going to talk about the title sponsor of the podcast, Go Fast, Don't Suck. They make awesome banners. That's behind me, if I ever remember which way to point. Like this, they got dry fire targets you can put up on your wall. That might be spouse approved. I don't know. Mine still isn't okay with them. But anyway, go check them out. If you're a match, go hit up Bill. He can match support you with sending tablets and Wi-Fi to your range. So it's kind of pretty cool. He did that for the Carolina Classic. But go check out GoFastDon'tSuck.net. Tell him Manny sent you. Put it in the order notes. I'd appreciate that. Move on with your day. Without further ado, we're going to talk to my buddy, Mr. Patches Reader. How you doing, Patches?
Good, man. Yourself?
I am fantastic on this good Sunday evening. It's been a good day.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so for many of my listeners, they probably don't know how I met Patches. It was last year, 2022, Area 5. I'm running the timer. I'm running his squad. And he's like, hold on. I got to go get a kiss. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Then he's got to go get a smooch from his wife. And then I'm like, I'm going to remember this guy. So, Patches, for people who don't know you, who are you and how'd you get into shooting?
My name's Patches Reader. I'm a masterclass open shooter. I shot limited for a long time and production for a little bit. I shot, let's see, how did I get into it? So I has been an athlete my whole life. Played sports pretty much my whole life, football, wrestling, everything like that. So after sports and everything like that, I got into shooting archery real big and then started shooting sporting clays a lot. And one of my buddies, Rob Dunleavy, hit me up and was like, hey, man, you got to come to this place and try this pistol game. You shoot a pistol and it's IDPA. And I was like, okay, man, that sounds good. So I used to hunt all the time with a pistol and still do. And I had a Glock and he was like, man, that Glock will be fine. Just bring it and you'll shoot a class called, I don't know what it's like, ES or something like that now. And he was like, you can shoot it and you have to wear this cover and you got to draw. And so I went there and got my ass kicked, man. I was like, I could stand and shoot a center out of a target, but it was a total different thing. You was running around and So in 2018, Rob was like, hey, man, you like this IDPA thing? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, let's go to a couple shoots. And at that time, Rob was like, that's all he did, man. He was a good shooter and he would just smoke me. I would go and shoot and I would always be in the top 5 and he'd beat me and I'd be like, and it would always beat me by a bunch. So he was like, hey, let's go to a local USPSA match. And I'm like, oh, what's that? Well, there was a place called DID here in Morgantown. It was an indoor range, and they had a USPSA match. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll come and do it. Went there, shot, and it was like, oh, man, you can run around and you can shoot at stuff, and I could use my athleticism, and this be awesome. So, I started shooting that with him. And then I went to a local here with him in PA, and he was like, hey, let's go to this match. It's an outdoor match. And I was like, all right. I went there, and he skunked me. And then I was like, my gosh, like you're reloading and running around. And he shot production and I shot production at that time. And then we went again and he beat me again at a match. And on the way home, we used to ride together. He would drive me and we'd ride together. He said, hey, man, you shot really good. And I mean, he just beat me out like by maybe 4% or something. And I was like, yeah, this is after probably my 4th match. And on the way home, I'm really bad about getting beat. I mean, I can't sleep at night. It drives me nuts. Like when I start wanting to do something, it drives me crazy. And I'm about that with everything. But I driving home and he said, hey man, you almost got me, but I still got you. And I sat there for a second. I never said nothing. There was another guy riding with us, Brandon. And I turned around and looked at Rob and I was like, you'll never beat me again, dude. And I swear to you, you could ask my wife, I probably shot that next week, I would say 5,000 or 6,000 rounds in a week.
Ooh.
I mean, my hands were blistered and beat up and cut up. And And after that, man, it was like straight addiction. So that was kind of the end of the season of 18. And then I took winter and dry fired all winter. And then in 2019 is when everything really like, I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing this. And that's when it happened.
Hmm. That's a pretty impressive story, to be honest with you. And I think the problem is we're all competitive, right? We all want to
Oh
win.
yeah.
We all want to beat our buddies. But it's even better when you're like, you say that you're never going to beat me again, and it's true, right?
Oh
It
yeah.
compounds and compounds, and then it's like it's a normal thing to do. It's not
Yeah.
like it's abnormal. But I had a couple questions in there. You said you hunt with a handgun primarily.
Yeah.
What are you using for that then?
Well, I used to shoot a 10 millimeter Glock 20.
Mm-hmm.
But now I shoot. I'm sponsored by D2 Customs. Dan,
Mm-hmm.
he's not only my gun builder, he's a really good buddy of mine. He built me a 10 millimeter 2011. Um, I have an optic on it, and that's what I use. I've used it now for about 2 years.
How much game is it collected then?
A bit.
Yeah, that's pretty
A
impressive.
bit.
Although I will give Dan crap, he leaves too many damn business cards on every range, on every bay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
But
does.
it's okay though. I'll just be like, I know Dan's been here by now. Even if I
Yeah,
don't see him, I know he's been
yeah,
here.
he's been there. He's went by.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, Dan's a good dude. I know a couple. You've got his guns. A buddy Josh of mine, he's got a few of his guns. So I know we'll get to we'll dive deeper into talking about Dan
gotcha.
and D2 Custom later on. But so you said you were shooting production against your buddy Rob. At what point did you switch to limited?
Um, man, it was probably about mid 2019. I kind of like production wasn't real hot where I'm at, and honestly, it's not real hot anywhere, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I could tell limited was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So then I shot Glock for a while. I shot a Glock 34 in limited, and then I went and had a class with Vogel, and like he kind of his teaching is like kind of cool, but I think more what I got from the class was like how much better he was than me. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like so like he told me, he walked me through on what to shoot and how to do it and what to get, and he told me to shoot a 24 Glock 24. He told me to not lighten the slide. He just told me tons of things. So I started shooting a Glock 24, and that's kind of was my limited gun at that point. I shot it pretty hardcore the whole way through
Mm-hmm.
2019 and 2020.
And then did you switch straight from a Glock and limited to an open gun in?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, see, and I at least came from an open like a Glock in carry optics before I moved to open. So
gotcha.
how difficult was that for you to switch from irons to the dot?
Oh, terrible, dude. I suck. Like at distance, it wasn't a difference. You know what I mean? At distance, I was probably a little better with a dot, but not like a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but up close, oh, I could kick the hell out of myself with iron sights up close, man. I just had trouble finding the dot, or the recoil. I would lose the dot, and I didn't know how to really trust it, and it was such a big different sight picture than what I was used to.
Mm-hmm. So how long do you think it took you to be comfortable with the dot after that? After you finally got it figured out?
Honestly, it was probably so once I can't figure something out, I go kind of crazy, and I would get to the point where, I mean, I don't have any kids yet, but so I have like there's guns pretty much everywhere around my house. If you would walk in my house, you'd be like, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have a gun on my kitchen table when I walk in. I have a gun over by my dog room. So I don't really like dry fire like giant sessions until like season and stuff, or especially through season. But there's probably not a day goes by where I don't have the gun in my hand for 30 or 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll
just
pick it
picking it
up.
up, racking it, just kind of playing with it. Yeah,
Yep,
it's
100%.
it's kind of how it is around here too. It's kind of nice.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. I think it becomes kind of an extension of your hand if you do that. You know what I mean? You can pick up so much stuff so fast because you're not having a day where you're not messing with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier to progress. Like I've told a few of my buddies who are like, "Man, I'm just trying to get better." I'm like, "Go throughout the winter. Screw what's going on right now. Through the winter, just go dry fire as much as you
Yep.
can, and you're gonna come out leaps and bounds different." And
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. So, you said you have a dog room. So now we need to know what type of dogs.
Oh man. So I'm big into bird hunting. I really,
Mm-hmm.
really like to bird hunt. So I have a German short hair.
Okay.
He's a genius. And then I'm a pit bull buffy. So I have a black pit. Her name's Mamba, Black Mamba. She's probably maybe 15 inches from ground to shoulder, and she's 62 pounds. She's just a hunk of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we have a couple little dogs in the house. The other two dogs have a dog room that's a big room that they can play and live in and have fun and come out with us. But we only, I have schnauzers that are little, like fuzzy dogs that don't shed. They're allowed to be in the house.
Oh, okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough. So now, did the question is, did you have dogs before you got with your wife, or were they part of?
100%.
Okay, but then she brought the ones with her, right?
Yes, yes,
Gotcha. And those are the
yeah,
foofy dogs.
yes.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that though. Got to keep her happy
No,
though,
yeah, 100%. If she's not happy, I'm not happy.
right? So you do what? Deck construction for a living, or all
Um,
construction?
General contractor. So
Okay.
we do everything. We do remodeling, bathroom remodels, deck building, pretty much everything.
So how much of your house have you had to redecorate and remodel?
I don't even want to talk about it.
How many projects still need to be done?
Well, actually, we're getting ready to do a 30 by 40 addition onto our house right now.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not happy about it, but guess what? I'm all about doing it.
Right. Well, at least
All
you're the
about doing
GC, right? So
it.
at least that makes you know that things are going to be done right.
Yeah, yeah. Thank goodness,
Right, because God, I mean, there's so many contractors out there that do shitty work.
dude. I see some crazy shit daily.
Yeah. Okay, so in the last month, what's been the craziest thing?
Um, we went and did a deck. We did $165,000 deck about 4 weeks ago, and we went to remove the old deck, which was pretty big, and we took the front post out of the deck. Well, in the back, it was a block house, like
Hmm.
an old block house with red brick above. Um, so they had lags in the lags going through your support board, your header board, and they wasn't they just drilled them and slid the bolts in so it looked like they was bolted.
Oh Lord.
So like I walked over to the first bolt and I was like, oh man, I got to get my gun and take this thing out and grab the hold of it to see like what it was, how tight it was, and it turned and I was like, huh. So then I grabbed it and it just slid out and the guys went down and slid them all out.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was 23 foot off the ground, so it was insane.
Mm.
But but
Yeah. Yeah. So that's an impressive project though. You got to be saying that. That's a big ass deck to be doing.
it was insane. Yeah, yeah.
And you're still living in West Virginia, or have you
Yep.
moved?
No, I live
Okay.
in West Virginia. Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah,
Yeah,
you shoot typically what, Greater Pittsburgh and some other places.
I shoot everywhere I shoot is usually about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes away from me.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's kind of nice. At least it's not that terrible of a drive. For you, I'd think it'd be worse. I thought it'd be like at minimum 2 hours, no matter where you were going.
yeah, no, but I'm like there's a place called Mountain Morris, PA, so I'm like right on the PA line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So at least that's decent. So the PA West Virginia border. So
Yep. Yep.
I still can't believe that Western Virginia is in Area 5. It would just seem like it would go into Area 8.
I know. I know.
But it's okay. It means we get a good shooter like you in our area.
Right. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So no, it's cool. I love talking about dogs, and I see your the pictures. I don't know if you post them or your wife posts them on Facebook every from the business, but there's some pretty cool projects out there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't do anything social media. I suck at it. My wife does all that.
Oh, well, I mean that's another reason you have her, right?
Listen, before we even set this up, I'm like, I don't even know how to get on this thing. She's like, babe, he sent you a link. I'm like, no, he didn't. She got on, instantly looked and was like, it's right here. Calm down. I'm like, oh, sorry. My bad.
Right? No, yeah. So it's okay, and it's okay to be internet challenged there.
There it is.
But so you started shooting. So you were shooting limited in 19, and then pretty much switched over to the limited. From limited to open. God, I know it's been a long day when I start getting tongue tied. Lord have mercy. But Did you initially get a D2 custom, or did you start with another gun before that?
So I tried the open Glock game.
You and every other cheap ass, right?
I did. It actually worked really well and ran well. Um, but it like everybody kept telling me, I got a really good buddy, Mike Ford. He was like, dude, you got to try metal gun. And I'm telling you, you're stupid. You got to try. And I was like, nah, it ain't better, bro. Trust me. I'm good with this, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, just try one. So I went on Enos and got a D2, oh, hell, what was it? DVC,
Mm-hmm.
a Cicada DVC. And I shot it for probably like 3 weeks. And I was like, oh man, I like this thing. So I got online and there was a Kai custom on there. And I think it's called the V6.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it. And then I've shot it pretty much until, let's see, probably 2021. And that's whenever I kicked over and started talking to Dan about guns.
Gotcha. So you've dabbled with different guns. It's not like you just you got lucky and stumbled on one gun that you really liked.
100%, yeah.
Well, besides the DVC Open, probably a polymer grip at that point, or did it have a
Yep.
metal grip?
No, it's polymer.
Yep. And then you went to the Akai. I don't know. Is Shay Kai still building guns? I don't even know.
Yeah, he is. And I like the Akai, man. It was flat. It was a nice gun. The only problem I ever had with that gun is it was you had to run pretty hot ammo in 9 for it to like it to make major. It was you was kicking.
Yeah, that's no way. And the case is already over full anyway.
Oh yeah, dude, I would like fill it up, scrape it off, and put a bullet in it.
Yeah, that seems like what it is nowadays for me. I mean, what I'm running 3N38. So I'm running like 9.2, and it's pretty full.
Yeah,
and
you're at the top.
Yeah. Oh, I've got like carry optics guys. He's like, is that really how much powder you put in there? I'm like, yeah. Like it doesn't work otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, they think I just do it for the gram. I'm like, no, bro. Like that's how much powder comes out of the machine.
That's what it is.
Yeah. God, that's the one thing I didn't realize, like how the cost of how much powder goes and how quickly it goes.
Oh man, it's nuts. It really is. Like it. Me and Tom has talked about that so many times, and he'll be like, some people just don't say open isn't that much more expensive. I was like, well, they don't shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. The initial investment of guns isn't astronomical when you think about it. But the fact is, then you're buying the powder and it's gone.
Yep.
I mean, unless you're shooting like auto comp, that you can get probably about around 1,000 for in a pound, but still.
Yeah, no, you're still going through it.
Yeah, and then you're spilling something. But speaking of spilling, I'm assuming you load your own ammo.
I do.
So what are you using? Like a XL? Well, you're probably using a Mark 7, I'm betting, right?
A Mark 7 with motor. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you got to. It seems like it's like if you're really gonna do this seriously, it seems like you got to have real automation. Well, plus you ain't got time to crank the handle. You got to be working, making money.
That's it. I don't. I actually am setting. The phone is setting on the Apex 10 with a motor right now, and then I have a XL 750 to my right that I load like 10 millimeter 40 and shit like that on.
So did you use the 750 before the Apex 10 then?
Yeah, I had 2 of them.
Oh, okay. And I still love the 750. I just kind of
me
wish.
too.
But the problem is, by the time you dump as much money into it, it's almost like you could have bought an 1100 at that point. That's
for sure.
And that's what bothers me about my investment of it now. It's just like for $100 more now.
Yep. Oh no. Yeah, it is. It is. It's crazy. But they're an amazing machine, man. I have nothing against. I love my Apex. The priming system sucked for a bit, but John Vlieger helped me out with it, and it's like it runs great now. But my 750, the only reason I haven't got rid of it is it's got a little piece of my heart, man. That thing's been through some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you just can't pass up on good equipment sometimes. It's like
No.
You might not need it, but you don't have to change anything over on your main machine.
That's it, bud. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it too, you're only going to load X amount of 10 mil or 40 or 45, right? There's only going to be a little amount. It's like there's no sense to buying dies and resetting the whole machine on the Apex 10. Not worth it.
No, it's not.
Not worth it. So I guess I should actually pull up my questions I usually have for people. So what are some current goals for you, Patches?
Man, honestly, I I don't actually have like crazy goals that I set year for year whenever I do this now.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get better. Um, keep pushing. Uh, I think, you know, I my goal this year was top 20.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next year, I guess I push for top 10. Um, I think you go to a match and you shoot your dot, and sometimes you shoot better than others, and sometimes you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty much the way our game works.
Yeah, I agree. Especially, there's always going to be the person who can't move as well. So, I mean, they're kind of out of the running as of athleticism. But if you're already on that fitness level to be able to be at the top, seeing those sites is going to be adamant. Like I was really surprised. Not that you don't have the skill, but I was like, there's a lot of great shooters in our sport, and you fucking crushed it, man. It being, landing in that number 13. Unlucky 13 though. I don't like that number, but it's still
My
okay.
favorite number, man. Favorite
Yeah,
number.
there you go. But it's really good to see actually. Performed at your class against Seiler and all those heavy hitters. Did you feel this match was like a lights out match for you, or did you feel this was like normal?
Oh, this was normal, dude. I did
Mm-hmm.
the same stupid shit I always do at a match. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you shoot a match, if somebody can shoot a match and be like, "Wow, I shot every stage amazing, and I did better than I've ever did on every stage," they're either drunk, delusional, or high.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're good and you're trying to push yourself to be better, there's no way you can shoot a match and not leave and tell yourself there's something you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You
Absolutely.
know, the way that I figured it is, I've looked at everything, and I kind of every match I kind of go over and look and see, compare myself to whoever won or something like that. And I was 12% behind Siler,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think I other than Siler's splits at long range, which dude, he is a shooting monster, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
his transitions, the distance of the target really doesn't matter too much on his splits, but Siler's proficiency from target to target, from transition, from position to position, from him like shooting this target that's outside of this wall and then turning in and shooting a target inside of this wall. There's no lag time whatsoever. Like
Mm-hmm.
he knows when he pulls the trigger, he's going to this target, and that's what he's shooting, right? I think most time is lost in the game of knowing where you have to be in the sport, right? Knowing where you need to be on the next target, knowing where you're shooting at the next target, tracking your dot to that next target. That I think that's where everything's lost.
Mm-hmm. Which
So
yeah.
I got to
And
get better at that, bro.
right. Well, and you said you did the same old stupid shit. Like, did you do some goofy crap?
Yeah, just coming too hot in on a target, right? And instead of just shooting two alphas coming in on the target, like shooting a Charlie and then making up, shooting a Delta and then making it up with an alpha with two alphas because I've already came into that target too hot. Where if I was point two slower on that target, it would have been an alpha for my first shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh yeah.
just little dumb shit.
Right. Yeah. Now those are always things. I do need to double back into another topic, but how many majors have you shot or planning on shooting this year?
Well, this year or if this year I think I shot. Are you just talking like area matches or like level two?
Level twos as well.
I think I shot like five or six.
Okay. It's not bad then. You didn't overcommit like some people do, but you still showed up. So,
Yeah, no,
which is funny enough. I saw you in Kentucky, and I'm like, oh, you're here. But
yeah.
you were one person down.
I was one person though.
Wow.
Yep.
But you still had James.
I had James, but I didn't kiss him.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. No.
It's not
He,
worth
he
it,
he
man.
shoots a PCC. It's not worth
Yeah,
it.
it ain't worth it. It ain't
Yeah.
worth
No. Especially with all your, it'd be like, you kiss James and all your shit's out on the front porch.
it.
Oh, that'd be horrible. No, but
Yeah,
it's always good. I always enjoy it when I see you and your crew rolling around in a match. It makes the day better. Because you're not all grumpy either. Even if you can
Man,
have the worst stages, but you're not grumpy.
uh, I don't give a shit, dude. Listen, I tell everybody my two problems with our sport.
Mm-hmm.
First problem with our sport is, dude, how many people get up to the line and it's all quiet and silent and everybody's being quiet and it's make ready and everybody's so serious, like you can cut through the air, right? It's like so thick
Mm-hmm.
where, dude, I get up to the line, I'm high fiving, I'm like, Alex, let's go, like
Mm-hmm.
get pumped up, like we get to go do this game where we sprint around and carry a pistol and shoot at shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can you be too serious about it? Like it's nobody is shooting a match and leaving that match with $1 million.
No one is.
Okay. So everybody's pretty much doing this sport for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Man, crank it up and have some fun. Don't be a prude. Don't be upset that you shot a bad stage. Wipe it off because that stage means shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I understand some people look at it a lot different than that. But for me, and I think most of my crew, we want to, dude, we don't get paid to come do this. We pay to play anyway. So why not go and have a good time? And like, dude, I love shooting the match and I love hanging out, but damn, I love to go have a beer and eat food when we're done.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that's and that the best. That's another great part too. You know, the after food.
Yeah,
Because
hell yeah.
you get to go talk about it. It all depends though. If the after food and then the drive home. So if it's a major, it's kind of rough because then it's like the
Yeah.
long ass drive home.
Yeah.
Because
You're like,
how?
I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah. Well, how far is it from Kentucky to back to your place?
5.5 hours.
It's the same for me. Well, like it's 6 hours from door to door, but it's a long freaking trip.
It's a trip. Yeah. We did a turn and burn for that match too. So
You showed up what Sunday? Well, no, was it Saturday? Yeah, it was
I
Saturday morning.
I showed up I showed up Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I walked stages. Thank goodness Leif keeps everything open, man. They're late, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Walked stages, went to bed, came out, shot, turned and burned on the way home that evening.
Yeah, it was just you and James. So you and James rode together then.
Yeah, I don't sleep super good if Reef ain't there with me, which I don't sleep super good anyway before a match. But
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I was like, hey man, let's just kick it back. So we drove back.
Yeah. Well, and by the time you got done anyway, you're probably done by you were home before 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night anyway.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, it was awesome.
And then you still got Sunday to recoup or just hang out with the fam and.
Chill out.
Mm-hmm. She probably had a honeydew list for you to do, but.
No, man. She got home. We went and ate. We have a family dinner every Sunday with my parents and stuff. So we got
Mhm.
home, we went and ate, and then that's it, man.
Yeah, it's a good life right there. But
Heck yeah.
so now I want to go back to nationals because I want to deep dive a little bit about nationals. Um, you said it felt normal to you, which is nice because it wasn't like a hero or zero kind of mentality. You know, looking at your stages, you were fairly consistent with your placements on the match. There was no real dips and dives except for chrono. You could have your ammo could have been spicier.
Yeah. Actually, Chrono read pretty low across the board.
For everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah. I
because
usually run.
166 is not not a
Oh,
good.
I was scared. Did you see? I think, wasn't Siler like in the 165?
I can tell you because that
Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me if you said everyone was reading low. Yeah, 165.86.
Yeah. I heard, me and Drummond and them was talking about
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to go shoot Drummond's match a lot, don't you?
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, Bill is, has a funny personality, but
Mm-hmm.
once you get to know Bill, and like Bill is a good hearted dude, man. He's helped me whenever I always thought with our sport I had to shoot faster. You know what I mean? Like you see
Mm-hmm.
these guys shoot and you see these times and you're like, oh my God, I gotta shoot faster. I gotta shoot faster than what I'm shooting. And our sport's not about that at all. It's not about shooting faster. It's about being more efficient and being in a position faster and leaving that position sooner and putting yourself in the right position, right? So whenever he told me, he was like, listen, dude, he's like, you don't need to shoot faster. You just need to be in the right position at the right time and leave from that position when you need to leave. Don't have no hesitation. You need to be so efficient. And I was like, all right. And after that, that's all I really worked on. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. I don't need to shoot faster.
Right. Yeah. It's just doing enough sooner, being efficient, not wasting all that time. Like, I don't know how many times I'll see my buddies I'm shooting with on a stage, and they're like, "Oh, I guess I got good hits," and then they're leaving. It's like they're looking at that old target as they're passing it. It's like, oh, well, there you go, your time's lost.
Yep.
Yeah. But you did mention earlier, you did football and wrestling, and you're a pretty buff guy still, and you are.
Thank
Do you
you.
actually have to work at that, or is that just for like you stay buff from all the work you do?
So I was I'm actually super small now. I used to bodybuild and I was a very, very, very large guy. I walked
Hmm.
around at about 345. So um so I had like visible abs at 340s. So
Hmm.
I when I got into this sport, I was still pretty big, and I knew that like if I was really wanted to do good at this and really wanted to make something of it, I was going to have to get smaller. So I kind of quit lifting as much and started doing more CrossFit kind of stuff. Started running, um, just more stuff to lose weight. So I've gotten down a good bit. I'm in the 250, 260s now,
Hmm.
um, which for me, I could still run, 11 second, I could still run 11-second 100-meter dash. I'm still quick enough to like, move around. So that's that's kind of what our goal is, right?
Hmm. Right. Run as fast as possible and not fall down.
That's
But
that's yeah.
now, do you do the CrossFit kind of stuff and the other stuff with the wife, or is that just you doing that on your own?
Dude, my wife's a monster at CrossFit.
Hmm.
Like she will she will make you feel like a bum. There's
Yeah.
been many times I thought I was gonna die, but I pushed through. I'm like, I'm not stopping. She ain't gonna beat me. But boy,
Yeah.
it's rough.
Yeah. Now, the better question is, do you get to park in your garage, or is that where the home gym's at?
Well, we have a gym right. We have an actual gym away from our area. So yeah,
Oh, okay. So that's fair enough. So it's a outbuilding, I'm assuming then.
yep, yeah. We got about a 15 by 18 building that has a gym in it.
Oh, there you go. Well, like I said, happy wife, happy life. So you gotta have it.
There you go, brother.
Well, and it's kind of hard saying, I don't know, I can't do that, honey, when you're a GC.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you have no excuses.
Yeah, you're like.
Eventually when you're running out of grass, though, that's the problem.
Usually, I'm just like, damn it, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you have Hi, buddy. Yeah, I know you're super cute, but you got to be good. But when you at nationals, did you have a favorite stage that you actually enjoyed shooting?
um, Man, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the truth. Nationals, they did a really, really good job at nationals this year, man.
Hmm.
Um, the backside, like location zone 3, was they had a few stages there that was like a little blah, like just little stages, but they was just filling spots. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Hmm.
no big deal. But like zone 1 and zone 2, dude, they were fire. They had great stages, man. Like it was really good.
Right. That's what it's the consensus has seemed to be from everybody, which is nice because even though they had only 18 stages at nationals compared to last year, it was like 21 or something.
Yeah.
But there were 18 good stages, other than probably the standard stage.
No, for sure. Yeah, they were like really, really good. I'm gonna move.
So I guess I'll take it to this question then. Do you think they could have improved anything other than getting rid of those filler stages?
No, man. I think they did really good. But in all honesty, too, man, I'm not very good at I guess I'm not a very good judge of like stages and judge of like matches and stuff like that. Um, the way I look at it, and I might be wrong in a lot of cases of it, but there's a lot of guys that put so much time to set this shit up that I honestly probably don't have the reason or the right to bitch about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's guys that put tons of work, man. I mean, the Michigan sectional when we came up there and shot that match was awesome. That like you know what I mean? Like them, I don't know of too many matches that I've went to that I don't like. Really,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
I'm probably not the best criticizer of stuff like that. I I don't know. I just probably enjoy it so much. I'd probably go and shoot a shit show and be like, oh, it was awesome.
Right. Well, I mean, you did. You went to the Michigan section, and I had to cancel one of the days, and it was It hurt me horribly because I had the staff have to shoot with the competitors, and it drove me nuts. But the problem
Which it,
was, but I had to because no one wanted to shoot Saturday.
yeah, it was a great match though, man. I had a blast up at that match. I actually love that range too.
Yeah, it is a nice range, especially since everything's right there. You don't
Yep,
have to go that far.
yep.
But now when
One
you're
of my best, one of my favorite area matches ever, bro, was that
Mhm.
up there.
Yeah, which one? 22 or 23?
Oh yeah, the hard one, baby.
Oh,
22, man.
22 was spicy, and
I
which
loved
I'm a
it.
little nose blind or eye blind to it because I'm like, this is normally shit we shoot. Like, there might be a
Oh,
couple more
bro.
no shoots, but other than that, it was golden.
There was people bitching about that match, and I loved that match. I loved it so much just because it was a match you had to go and shoot.
Hmm.
Like you had to shoot. It wasn't like you wasn't a guy that was going to point and pull the trigger and it worked out or it didn't work out. You either shot or you didn't shoot well.
Oh yeah, 100%, absolutely. But so many people complain. That match, the second year, 2023, the attendance was so down, and we're like, what are we gonna do? And we did the same thing. We had to cut a day out because.
Yeah, yeah, because people are scared, man. People want a lot of, and that ain't nothing wrong. It's just what somebody likes, right? But
Hmm.
some people want to play this sport, and it's all about speed and run around and pointing at a target that's 3 yards away and pulling the trigger. Where, in all honesty, like when you go to nationals, shit ain't like that, man.
No, shit's 25, 30 yards out, hardcover galore, and no
Yep,
shoots, and
yep.
yeah. Now when you go to a match, and you're with your buddies, do you all collaborate on stage plans, or is it one person's usually leading it and then everyone's kind of following suit?
I mean, we kind of collaborate a little bit. So whenever I go up to a stage, first thing I do is I like to walk around and just find everything, just kind of walk
Hmm.
the stage and learn. If somebody's already walked the stage and they're like, "Hey, man, look at this! I've seen this, and this is what I'm going to do." I like to formulate in my head kind of what works for me. Um, I shoot with a bunch of different people. I shoot with, Ryan Snyder's a good buddy of mine. We shoot together. He kind of likes to shoot in a positional. He shoots a PCC, so
Hmm.
he's more of a positional shooter a little bit. Where if I can if I can take 5 or 6 targets on the move, even if they're not a great shot to shoot on the move, I would rather shoot them on the move.
Right.
I I would rather cover the ground while I'm shooting.
Right. Yeah. Well, especially you can move a lot. It seems like PCC is restricted on moving really well in shooting because it is the
Yeah.
rifle.
Yep.
But we don't have that problem because we shoot open guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and I guess that's always different flows too, in every different style. Like you're gonna find differences in stages, but it usually is about getting to the last target as soon as possible, right?
That's it, bud. Yep.
And that's always fun too. And I do remind my people locally, it's like, hey, where are we trying to get to? The last target. So why are you making an extra position out of this when you can shoot it on the move or take this target over here, take this target over here, and you're fine. Eliminate a
100%.
position. But
Yep.
when did it become norm? Like, you figure out your style, you figure out how you want to shoot the stage, what the stage requires. When did that feel comfortable for you, just to be able to walk up to a stage and find the plan?
Man, probably about my probably last year, honestly. Last year, I kind of like it. I like kind of like got to the point where I was like, oh man, okay. As soon as I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest problem and one of my like downfalls is I try not to let people talk me into doing stupid shit. They'll be like, but hey man, this is a little better. And I'll already have a stage in my head and I'm like, oh no, I've already got this in my head, but then I'm still like, well, let me try your plan like an idiot. Um, but I think if you have the stage in your plan, even if it might not be as good as that other person's,
Mm-hmm.
just keep that damn stage, man. Keep that
Right.
plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that plan is definitely going to suit you better than someone else's plan that you haven't executed or memorized.
For sure.
But yeah. So I'm looking at some of your past match results from this year, like Area 5 and Area 8. And you are fairly, you are, oh, I'm not saying fairly, you are very consistent on your placements, right? You know, your percentages of placements. Was this your first year you actually won a major?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because you won Western Pennsylvania, I believe, this year.
Um, I don't. I won Master Division there, I think. Um,
Oh no, it was Battle of the North Coast.
I,
Battle
won-
of the
I
North
won.
Coast you won.
I
That's what it
won
was.
Battle in North last year too.
Oh, there you go. So winning bigger matches is your forte. Do you ever, not to, how do I make this sound? Do you ever discredit yourself if somebody doesn't show up?
Hell yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. If the heat ain't there, listen. If I shoot a match in Ohio and Hyder's not there, or Chris Gillnett, I'm pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's what our goal as a shooter. I think as a shooter, and maybe, and honestly, dude, I look at it like my wife is really big about being like, but babe, you won master, or but babe, you placed fourth, you won the match as a pistol. Well, let's say there were 7 PCC guys, right,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 PCC's guys beat me out of 500 people. Well, I still didn't win the match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit if they shot a PCC or if they shot a pistol. So like I have a lot of trouble with that side of it. Like, oh man, don't worry, you won master, and I'm like, and I know Tom Castro talks about all the time. I love him to death, man, but he's all the time like, hey man, worry about like your division, win your division, get better and progress as your division or push further. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been good at that, bro.
Yeah.
When I look at a match and there's 4 people that beat me, I am like, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so yeah, I'm this. If like I said, in my area, man, Gillnet, Hyder, I run into Vlieger a lot. Like them guys, if they're Bill Drummond, if they're not shooting a match and I like pull out a win, I'm kind of like, damn, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right, but it doesn't. You don't really let it affect your. Other than you discredit it, you still don't let it affect your mental game either, right?
No, never, huh?
Because you're always positive. You're always you don't. A bad performance gets wiped off at the end of the stage, right?
Yeah,
You don't.
I'm a mental ninja, bro, about everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mental ninja. I love food to death. I'm a fat kid at heart. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. But I
Yeah.
used to be able to shut it down and not eat a carb for 26 weeks when it was time to do it, you know?
Oh yeah, because probably during wrestling season, I'm assuming it was like.
Wrestling, bodybuilding, all that. I've always been able to just shut it off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
So now I'm curious. What's your favorite carb?
Oh shit, dude. Um, Man, listen, my wife makes these stuffed peanut butter cookies, bro.
Ooh,
Next match, I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna have them bring them to you. I'm gonna make them. I'm
there you
gonna have her
go.
make them.
Yeah, that sounds fire. Now you're gonna tell
Dude,
her be like, I want some now too.
I am. I'm about to go downstairs and be like, hey, I know it's getting late, but can you do me a favor?
Right? Well,
Yeah.
you're doing her favors all the time.
Yeah. Oh.
God, yeah. That's See, we do this for fun, right? We do this to hang out with our friends, and we do it for fun. Not that
Yeah.
we're gonna win no Mary Kay Pink Cadillac, because nobody
No,
is.
bro. No.
But we go at the end of the day, we're happy, we're having fun, and we're advancing. Now, how long do you think? So I guess wow, this is really backing up into the conversation. But how long did it take you from starting to shoot an open gun to become a master in open?
Not very long. Once I learned the dot, man, it was just like a month or so after that. It was fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't shoot a lot of local matches anymore like I used to. Uh, like the GM card for me, I don't like, and plus I really don't like ever care about it, right?
Right.
Like I'm trying to compete with everybody. I don't care about what I am classification wise. If it happens, cool. If it don't, who cares?
Right. You just got to be like Galnett and win a major 2 weeks before nationals, and then
Yeah,
and then get match bumped.
yeah. He was happy about that.
Yeah. He, God, that would. I mean, it'd be great. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win Master at Nationals, and then you're like, oh no, you're GM now. It sucks to be you, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
But so many people at Nationals, there might be a Masters or GMs. They perform so terribly at Nationals. Like, I don't know if it's they get into their own mental head or what, but it seems like you have these anomalies, or they're just like these master. Well, it doesn't help when Siler's shooting. There, everyone's down like 30% off their normal rip,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, and it's so weird, like Siler's such an impressive shooter, and I don't even know. I honestly don't know if he impresses me shooting as much as he impresses me mentally.
Hmm.
Because every stage he's shooting at his like he shoots his top performance on every stage,
Right. Yeah.
and
There's
like
no.
to
Yeah.
to be able to do that, to hit a switch every stage and be, don't get me wrong, he has bad stages, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like he can come out and shoot bomb ass stages, stage after stage after stage after stage, where you watch a lot of the top guys that like shoot a stage and murder it and then fall off and then come back and shoot a stage and murder it and then fall off, and I think personally what I think that is being able to say, hey, listen, I'm going to shoot this stage the best I can. I'm not going to gear up. I'm not going to gear down. I'm going to shoot my dot as fast as possible.
Hmm.
And that's how you pull that performance. That's just over and over and over and over.
Right, and it builds the consistency. Right now, that's
Yep.
and that's a lot of people that have those hero or zeros, but they're not consistent, and you really can't ever put them into like a power ranking system because it's all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I saw you shot zone 3 first for
Yeah.
nationals.
Hmm.
Was that on purpose or just what squad you got on?
Yeah. A couple of friends of mine, Mike Ford and Sophie Smith,
Hmm.
were shooting on that squad. They called me. They let me know. They was like, "Hey, man, we're going to try to get on this squad." And I was like, "Let's do it."
Gotcha. And then did you shoot PM AM PM or AM PM AM?
It was PMA and PM.
Okay, so you still couldn't watch the Super Squad because you were shooting your stages while they were shooting. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now, do you prefer when? Well, everyone probably prefers to shoot the same zone as the Super Squad at the same time. But do you do you try to, or is it just not
No,
even a thought in your mind?
I
Okay,
don't even think about them, man.
right. Well, and it was cool to watch because your scores were in there from zones, and then they always had to shoot where you have already had shot.
Yeah.
So, which then sucks because then you tick down a little bit in percentages. And did you have any stage wins before they had shot your zone, or do you not even look at scores until the end of the match?
I never look at anything till the end of the match.
You just absolutely not even at the end of a day.
No, I try not to.
So you just get the little slips from the ROs and just shove it in your bag,
I usually do, yeah. Yeah, or I'll throw them away.
right? Well, I mean, but that's the cool thing, right? You're not worried about scores. You're not worried about results. You're all process driven. You said you took a Vogel class. Have you taken any other instruction other than Vogel?
I did a Vogel class, and then I did a class with Drummond one time. He had like a little class up at his place, and I got on it and shot with him. And honestly, that class was really good. It was not a lot of shooting, but a ton of movement, man. Bill
Hmm.
is like huge on. Bill's a very, very, very like very Ipsic type shooter. You know what I mean? Like his you could definitely tell by the way he shoots and his movement and stuff. He shoots a lot of Ipsic. Like that's his game.
Hmm.
But I mean, he still kills it at USPSA too. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just like he's a positional shooter. He's super fast from position to position. His transitions are dirty as hell. He's super fast at stuff like that, man. So
Yeah. Yeah, and he's been around the sport for a while. He's almost got to be cracking on senior.
he's old as dirt, bro, and he's still dirty. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool to see, especially in open. It seems like it is the drag race division. You're going to go as fast as you possibly can, no matter what. And
Yep.
it's still cool to see people competitive, right? Even when they get
Oh
into higher
hell yeah.
ages.
Yeah.
And and, and I mean, people. It's funny today. I was at a local match, and everyone's like, "Oh, cool, no loud guns today." I'm like, "Wait, what are you talking about? My gun's not that loud." And they're like, "You motherfucking lying piece of shit." I'm like, "Sorry."
Yeah, like, sorry about that.
Well, it's not my fault. I can't hear it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was crappy earplugs. It just goes all around you. No one
Yeah,
gives a shit.
it's all around, and then the guys that's holding the timer's like, "What the hell?"
Hmm. Yeah, there's only one gun that's ever really bothered me, and that's Rick Steele's gun.
Oh,
It's an
Rick's
old.
gun's loud as hell, bro.
Yeah,
That
I told him,
old
it's like,
slide rod.
hmm yeah, I was telling him, I was like, we got to put a frame mount on this thing, so at least then the dot's gonna block some of this. It's the
It
only gun
is.
that's ever bothered me.
That gun's loud.
Yeah, But it's a good. His gun runs. He can't complain when the gun runs though.
Oh man, listen, Rick's my homie. He's a good dude too. He was one
Hmm.
of the first ones that ever told me. I shot a match maybe might have been a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, and he was like, "Hey man," he's like, you're gonna get up there. You're gonna be in them top guys." And I was like, "I don't know, man. I just do this for fun." He said, "You will." And I saw him at nationals this year at the end, and he was like, "I told you." And I was like, "Thanks,
Hmm.
man. I appreciate it."
Yeah, Rick's a good dude.
Oh, I like him.
I love giving him crap though. Love giving him crap just because he's a friend.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, it's funny enough. Him and my wife share a birthday, and it's always interesting because I when her it's I'll send him I'll text him. It's like happy birthday, Rick, and he's like, oh thanks for not embarrassing me today. What are you doing, Crazy Reg? Oh, well, he's just doing whatever back there. But now you said hopefully your goal for next year is what, top 10? You said.
Yeah, we'll see what
Um,
happens. Yeah.
but do you actually get to go in practice? Like you go to the range and just go practice drills?
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually have a range at my house.
Oh, now do you just, is it a static or is it like bay, like a bay
Oh
style where you
no,
can
it's a
actually move
full
around?
bay. No, no,
Oh,
it's 30 yards wide, 80 yards deep.
oh shit, that's a dream right there.
Yep. Yeah. Fully graveled, just like a bay.
That's pretty nice. Now, so I bet you got your own walls from contract from job scraps, right?
I have a few walls. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool. Few target stands. I got steel up there this year, so that was cool.
Yeah, that's my dream right there, is having my own little bay. Well, that does sound 30 by 80 sounds actually a pretty nice bay, by the way. I'm a little jealous. No, that'd be a great thing for me. I'd love to have my own bay. Just go out there in your shorts and your flip flops, just go burn it down.
Yeah, man, that's it was funny because I when I was getting into this sport, I had like I live in a country. We have about 60 something acres, and
Mm-hmm.
my right by the house here there's a big mountain. And I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to put in a shooting range, and she was like, okay. So I called a buddy of mine that does dirt work, and I said, hey man, I said, is there any way you can let me borrow an excavator? And he's like, yeah, no problem. He said, how big? And I was like, I don't know, I'm going to move some dirt on my mountain. He was like, oh, okay. And dude, I swear he pulls in with this thing, and it was huge. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man. So he shows me how to run it. And then about that was probably like 8 o'clock in the morning. My wife got home from work at like 7:30 that evening, and all I could hear was her standing going, patches, patches. And I was like, what the hell? And I turned around and looked, and like her face, dude, she was like, what are you doing? Like I had the whole mountain dug out, like the whole damn thing was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm putting in a range. Calm down. Like it's okay.
How many
Yeah.
days did it take you to build it though? Just the
two
one?
days.
Two? Oof.
2 days.
And then you had to bring in your own. Did you have to bring in rock or did you?
Yep. I brought rock in. Yep.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't have to move dirt. Well, you only had to move dirt. You didn't have to buy any dirt.
No, I didn't have to buy no dirt. Just move it around.
Yeah. That's the paradise right there. You can just move dirt. Like my
Yep.
new home club, they just put in three new like 30 by 50 yard bays, and all
Uh
they did
huh.
was just take the dirt that was already there and moved it around.
Yeah, that's nice.
It makes the job a little bit cheaper.
Well, for sure.
Yeah. Now, how much tonnage of rock did you think you had to be brought in for that project?
I brought in 120,000 pounds. So
Holy shit.
we had 9 truckloads.
Hmm.
Yep.
And you messed up her grass too, didn't you?
Oh, dude. Yeah, she was pissed.
Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
assuming you got to have like a big. You got to probably what, a zero turn mower you can mow that with then.
Yeah, I have a big Kubota.
Okay, yeah, that's the way to do it though. If you got that much stuff, I'm assuming you don't mow all of it, all 60 acres. I'm
No,
assuming.
we mow about 8 acres, 9 acres.
No, okay, and the rest is probably field, or is it woods?
All woods. Yeah,
Oh, there you go. And then you just hunt back there, right?
that's all I do, man. Yeah.
That's got to be nice. And then I bet you got to go get something to go drag the deer out of the woods with, and you're good.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, what's your biggest deer you've collected then?
171 inches.
Damn.
Hold on, let's see.
Oh, that is impressive. That is impressive, sir. Was that
Yeah,
with the D2 Custom then?
no, that was actually with a bow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a compound bow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Is it legal for you to use crossbows in West Virginia?
I think it's become legal the last few years. I've never used one, but yeah, I think it has become.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. My stepfather, he's a taxidermist by trade, but he's strictly a longbow, archery
Oh,
shooter.
that's awesome. Yeah.
And it's funny enough, he's colorblind. And I ask him, "What color is this?" "Well, I don't know. I'm colorblind." I'm like, "You should fucking," which, but it's kind of interesting too because he can still see deer moving. But
Oh yeah.
he loves going on elk hunts out in his property in Idaho. But
Oh
it's
man,
so
yeah.
freaking. He tells me it's so freaking expensive because even though he has property, he's a non-resident, so it's still astronomical.
Oh
He,
God.
but no, one of these days I gotta go. I gotta go bag something out there at his place because can't use like a shotgun or anything down there because it's just too close to everything. So I gotta go pull out a bow and figure out how to finish
You
it.
got to go get it, man. It's amazing.
Hmm. Well, and I was telling my mother the other day about it. It's like even if I just collect a deer, I want him to make me. I want a mount of it because he does such great work. For being a guy who's colorblind, he can paint eyes really well.
That's crazy.
But so that buck you just showed everybody a few seconds ago. What was the story on that one?
Just I've actually had pictures of him, and I hunted him. Oh man, I hunted him from the beginning of season all the way to from the end of September all the way to Halloween,
Hmm.
and shot him in the night of Halloween.
That's pretty impressive. All right,
Yeah.
showing how many trail cams do you have out there then?
Right now I think I have. Actually, I don't think I put any out this year, but I have six.
Okay,
I have six. Yeah.
that's kind of cool. Now, have you seen? Have you been passing him over for the past couple years or?
No, man. Honestly, it was one of them things where there was a pretty nice buck that I saw multiple times, um, and I was hunting it, and then I got a picture of him, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "This is crazy." And then it was probably 4 nights, 5 nights after that I saw him.
Hmm.
Yeah,
He kind of just showed up underneath. I'm assuming you're shooting in a tree stand. I'm assuming.
yeah, yeah. He was walking up out of this gully, and as he was walking up, you could just see his horn swaying coming up, and I was like, "Oh shit! Don't
Hmm.
mess this up."
How far away
Don't
do you
mess
think he
it up.
was when you took him?
He was 36 yards.
Well, that's okay. That's a confident shot, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
Especially with a bow.
If it's 40 yards and in, it's not a good situation for them.
Right. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, I do want to dabble back because I said that we do this a little bit ago. Talk about D2 Custom, right? So
Gotcha.
you've been friends with Dan. What
Yeah,
are you on
man.
your second or third gun now?
I have two of his guns.
So plus your 10 mil. So that's what, three?
Yes.
Okay. You gonna get another one built soon?
Probably not.
No. So here's a good question then I guess to dabble into this. Limited optics. Are you gonna shoot limited optics or stay strictly in open?
Man, I'll tell you, I really like open, and I shooting consumes a lot of me anyway.
Hmm.
So I don't know if I want to push another division. While I really, I really want, I really want to be the best with that gun. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like I really want to be. I know people that jump around a ton of divisions and shoot every division. I shot carry optics this year and borrowed a gun to shoot it and wanted
Hmm.
to cut my throat after I did it. But
Right.
uh, but I honestly I love open. I think it's the Formula One of what we do,
Hmm.
and it sucks me in, man. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's absolute. Like when I knew I was getting an open gun, I had no desire to keep shooting carry optics. Absolute none. But now that I'm shooting open, I can't think of anything else. I
No,
mean, the limited optics guns look cool. I mean, I probably might collect one as soon as it becomes permanent because I don't want to spend money on a frame and a grip to
yeah,
then it'd be
yeah,
used. Well, here's the nice thing, right? The slide would be useless. The frame and the grip could be used in an open gun.
yep.
But and it's nice, Dan's building pretty fantastic guns. Your
Oh,
guns are
dude,
pretty.
It ain't about being pretty, bro.
They still look good. They gotta look good, right? Aesthetically, it looks kind. Open guns look kind of funky to everybody who doesn't know what an open gun looks like.
Yeah, honestly, and I told Dan this. So Dan, when we first started talking about shooting, Dan talked me into shooting a 40 open gun.
Okay.
Right? He was
Mm-hmm.
like, just try it. Just try a 40 open gun. You'll love it. You'll love it. And I shot his, and I was like, oh man, it's all right. I was like, I just don't know, because at that time I wasn't shooting open at all. I didn't know. I mean, other than that, I mean, I shot a little bit of open, but I shot 9. I never shot 40. So he's like, just shoot it, take it home, play with it. And I shot it for a little bit, and I was like, man, I don't know. I don't like the recoil impulse. It feels slow. It feels sluggish. I don't like it. And he's like, all right, man, let me build you another one. Let me build you a 9. And I said, all right. So he's like, let me build you one and see if you like it. And I was like, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So he built me my Black Betty, which is the one I only shoot at majors.
Mm-hmm.
And man, as soon as I'm telling, to be completely honest, I've shot Infinities, the super comps. I've shot the DVCs. I've shot the Akais. I shot a few of the Raffities. I've shot a lot of open guns, man. And
Mm-hmm.
I won't say that I I can't say that Infinity doesn't make the prettiest open gun on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like their prim and polish and finish is amazing. But Dan's guns run, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They run and run. Dude, they run so good. I was shooting a match. This is I was shooting a local, probably it was probably beginning of this year. And Dan was shooting with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I had 2 bad jams. I mean, I'm talking jams where the bullet wouldn't go in the barrel, and I was like racking it to get it out. And I was like, what the hell? Um, it happened to me like 3 times. And I told Dan, I was like, this damn thing's jamming, man. Something's wrong with it, blah, blah. And he said, well, bring it over to the table. And I was like, all right. So he takes it to the table, and he opens the gun. All he does is slide it open, right? He slides the gun open. He says, Patches, when the hell's the last time you cleaned this gun? And I think I had like, man, I bet you I had probably 5,000 rounds through it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so gunked up. There was so much gunk in it. The damn barrel, it wouldn't even barely close without a bullet. And he's like, bro, listen. He's like, you got to clean the gun. He's like, you got to clean it. Just start cleaning it after every match. And I was like, I promise I will. And now after that, I clean it after every match. Every time I shoot, I clean it.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I was like, I promised myself to do it.
Right. And it doesn't take long to wipe the thing down, relube it, and call it a day. Because that's all
No,
they
for
really
sure.
need. They don't.
Yeah.
If you do that every time, you're fine. You don't have to like take every freaking gun piece apart and.
Yep. And
Um,
it doesn't take much time. You just got to do it, Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But and not only the gun, man. The other thing about the D2s are that Dan is an awesome dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
He is a dude that you can call and be like, hey man, this gun's doing this, or I got this, or I got a crack mount and this, and he'll be like, hell, send it to me, or he'll be like, hey dude, meet me and I'll get it. That you're not gonna. It's hard to find that, man. It's
Oh,
hard to find that.
absolutely. Well, especially when you find a smith, who's willing to help you out and work with you and get you taken care of. It's not like somebody who just takes your money. Like some of the big companies will take your money and then it's like, well, your problem's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, hell no,
And then you got to go
no.
find a smith to go work on the gun.
Yeah, no, no. Dan, like I said, he's been amazing, man. He's a good buddy. Not only is a good friend, he's really, really damn good at building guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and he's using Chile parts. You can't blame him. He's using Chile parts for his guns. Can't.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's one thing I like working with Matt with too. Is Matt makes good parts. Hopefully, eventually he'll start making comps again because Lord, we need more comps in the damn world.
Yeah, yeah.
If anyone's trying to buy a gun, build to get a gun, they're having a hell of a time finding a comp. It's either you're buying, what is it? Who's making it? It's I think maybe an
Dan's producing them now.
Oh, there you go. Because I
Yeah.
think most people a couple months ago is either you're buying an Akai comp or you're buying an Infinity comp, and it's
Yeah,
like,
and I think Akai's still doing that like Gil comp or whatever it is.
yeah, it looks really funky.
Yeah, yeah. I think honestly the two port a 2-port comp with like 2 popple holes or 3 popple holes.
Hmm.
Crank it up, man. There you are.
That's what I've got. I got a 2-port with 3 popple holes, and
There
my
you
gun
go.
runs.
That's
If
it, bud.
my gun runs, if it doesn't run, it's ammo issues. And usually, I case gauge all my ammo. I don't care if it's for a local or a practice. It's getting case gauged.
I'm same way. I'm same way.
I mean, the nice thing is, if it's a questionable round, it can probably go into the practice bucket. But
Yep.
but
Yep.
uh,
I'm same way.
but yeah. So no, Dan makes good guns. Like I said earlier, he's been to your range if there's business cards everywhere.
Oh, dude, he's a junkie about it. I told him, I was like, man, you're worse than a damn crack dealer, bro.
Well, at least they're. It'd be better if not to say this, but maybe if he had escort made them look like escort cards on the back. People
Oh,
would
that'd
pick
be
them
a
up.
good move.
People would pick them up and then be like, they'd flip it over and be called D2 custom for a gun. At least then, like, I don't know. I think I was talking to Maruski, and he's like, "Yeah, I just hope he doesn't get in trouble for littering when they all go flying."
Oh, dude, he is. He's on it. He always has some pack of cards with him, but I mean, he gets business and he pushes for it, man. It's awesome. It's
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, especially as in it's you get good business and then you get lifelong customers too. Because they buy one, then they buy another one, and
Yep.
well,
Rick
like,
Steele. Rick was talking about getting a 9mm upper for his gun or have a 9mm open gun built. And I
mhm.
told him, I was like, man, you got to hit Dan up. And he was like, all right. I said, trust me, you'll see his cards. They're fucking everywhere,
Yeah, exactly.
know?
You'll know who to call.
Yeah, you'll find his cards. Just look at the tables.
Yeah, it's not a problem, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But shit, he's got to be spending good money on just getting the cards printed.
Hell yeah.
I
Holy
mean that.
shit.
Well, and then you're leaving 10 to 15 per stage. Ugh, damn.
Yeah.
But it's all good. But no, Patches, this is near the part of the show where we kind of pay back. I mean, I don't think, other than Dan, I don't think you have any real sponsors or partners that you deal with, do you?
No, sir.
Well, other than your wife. I mean, she lets you do this, and she goes with you, and she
Hey,
has fun doing it, right?
no, for sure. Yeah, that is actually, uh, my boy James is always with me. We always shoot together. We travel together. He's my homeboy. He works with me. He's my best friend for sure. But my wife, bro, she's got my back, man. She's 25 weeks pregnant. She went to nationals with me in that damn heat and
Oof.
stayed out in the heat with me, all pregnant and fattened up and so cute. Got up and videoed my every stage, gave me a kiss before every stage, man. Made sure I was drinking water, asked me if I felt good. Dude, listen, she is my ride or die for sure. Um, like no joke, she's a beast. My mom and dad are awesome as hell. Anytime we go out of town, they watch my dogs. They're like always got my back on that stuff, and they're always like, I need to bring them to a shoot, man, because they're like, what the hell do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really run around and just shoot a pistol? I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. Like at what? They're just, even if they see a video, it's hard to even tell through a video, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, what the hell? But yeah, my homeboys, man, all my friends, they're awesome. Everybody, Drew, Mike Ford, Sophie, all that. You, man, you always pushing this sport, doing stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody that works matches and put matches on, man. I tell you, I feel selfish, but I don't know how the fuck they do that stuff. Set all day and watch people shoot a damn stage all day, and then another day, and then another day,
Mm-hmm.
bro, bro.
Yeah. It takes the special kind of insane to want to do that and volunteer to do that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
it's crazy. I don't know how they do it, man. I don't know how y'all do it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I mean, lately I've been selfish. I've kind of backed away from helping run matches, but I want to be a shooter and I want to go be the best I can be. So I'll be a little selfish at that point.
Yeah, I actually, I've been asked a bunch, like, man, get your CRO and get this and get this, and at this point of my shooting career, if you want to call it that, my shooting fun,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like for me to get to where I really want to get to, I have to focus on me and not do the other stuff as much as it sucks sometimes right now. But
Mm-hmm.
I like, I know, like, I don't know how far I can get in the sport, right? I'm not a person that says, I'm never a person that says, "Oh, I'll win this," or "I'll be at the top of this," or "I'll beat this person," or I'm not that person to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna give my damn all to do the best I can, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the goal. That's the goal, to get better and move up and get better and move up and get better and move up.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we all want to improve and we all want to be the best we can be. And it's
Yep.
good. And even like I said today to a shooter, it's like, he's like, well, I'm always running the timer or the tablet. You need to be learning to be selfish a little bit here and be like, 3
Yep.
shooters out, you put everything down, say, screw it. Go do what you got to do to be prepped. There's one guy today, he was videoing another guy. He's like, the next shooter. I'm like, give me that stupid phone. I'm not doing nothing.
Yep.
You go get your game plan going. Don't stand here like a ding dong. So,
Yeah. Our sport, man. Our sport is so mental, man.
mm-hmm,
People. I think there's people that's so athletic that I watch shoot our sport, but they just can't connect everything mentally, and
mm-hmm,
and it hurts more than what they could ever imagine. Like,
yeah.
dude, you can watch a guy that's out of shape, that's not athletic, that mentally has a plan in their head and knows how to get around the stage, and you'll be like, how the hell did that dude beat me?
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of people lately. That's a lot of people, and you're like, they're the little portly people, and they're bumbling around, and it's quite entertaining actually to watch sometimes. But
Yeah.
but they burn it down, and that's all they
Yeah.
got to do.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Well, Patches, brother, I appreciate you coming on. It's been a blast. I always love seeing you at matches, and it brings a smile to my face to see you around and having a good time.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I can't wait for this season's about to end and next season's be cranking up before we know it.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for it either, brother. Well, thank you again, like I said, for coming on. I appreciate it. And
I
listener,
appreciate you having me, man.
no problem. And to listeners, thank you for checking this episode out. Until next time, get out and do the things. And I will see you on the next one.